Hello and welcome to the Orange County Department of Education College and Career Fairs. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. My name is Jennifer and I'll be your facilitator for this session. We have some fantastic schools here and I'm really excited for you to learn a little bit about each of them in a quick 6-minute sneak peek. But before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to help our session today. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions, though, at any time. You can leave a question that's more general for all of our panelists to have a chance to answer, or you can direct a question to a specific school by indicating their name in with your question so the representative will know that you're hoping to hear from them. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Orange County students. We hope that you will check out the schedule on the website where you signed up for this one and join us for future sessions. And this presentation, like all presentations, is being recorded and will be available at the same website where you registered. That they will be appearing in the coming days. So you can head back to stryscan.com/COSI. All right, well, I'm very excited to turn it over to our very first presenter to kick us off today. We're going to be learning about Aberystwyth University.
Thank you for that introduction. I do have a PowerPoint that I would share. Yes, thank you. Just give me 1 second and I will get that up as soon as I can. And there we are. You guys should be able to see it now. So as you can see, we are a seafront university. We are based in the UK. A lot of people look at our name and they see Aberystwyth and they're like, how do I say that? It's a little bit difficult. It's Aberystwyth. That's the easiest way to kind of say the name. It is a Welsh university, but we are located within the UK. Wales is one of the countries that make up the entirety of the UK. We're right along the west coast of the UK. So as I said, my name's Jackie. You can find my email address and my phone number there. If you do want to contact me, I will post it in the chat as well after my session. Just a bit of a glance about Aberystwyth. We are one of the top UK universities for student satisfaction and teaching quality, and that's something that we really keep to heart. We're constantly checking in with our students about how they feel about studying with us and what we could do to improve their student experience. We have a wide range of clubs and societies, 100 plus to be in fact, that ranges from all types, whether it's sports societies, academic societies, or social societies. We also have an international accommodation award. This is just for international students, which students studying in the US coming to the UK, you would be counted. So that means you could get accommodation at no choice. I'll cover that later on. We do have a really high employability rate. And again, we have an unbelievable location. That picture looks like Hogwarts. I mean, how can you not say no to that? So just a little bit of background, that is where we are in the UK, the little ping there in the green country. We're very located to Birmingham International Airport. That's the direct airport you can fly into, and there's a direct train. It's roughly 3 hours, so it's very convenient travel destination where you can easily do a weekend away if you'd like to do so. So you could go all around Europe, you could go all around the UK, and then go back and study in Aber. So you could have that city experience if you'd like to, or you can have that low-key experience in Aber. So I always like to equate it, you have your place to study and then you can go somewhere else to kind of have bigger social life. We do have nightlife here. It's just a little bit of a smaller town. So if you're looking for something a little bit smaller, we are the place for you. We are a campus-based institution, so you don't need to worry about running all around different cities to find our buildings. We're all located conveniently together, but we are just a 5-minute walk from the town, so you can see the entire picture here of campus and then the town and along the seafront, and we also have hills surrounding us. It's very picturesque. Lots of students have pictures on the phone of campus. So I did want to point out some scholarships that we have. Again, that International Accommodation Award, otherwise known as the International Accommodation Scholarship, it's where you can get your housing at no cost. That's roughly a £4,000 discount, or you can get a £2,000 discount on other university accommodation. So the free housing is a specific one called Court Mare, and there are pictures of it later on down the line. We also have an Entrance to Scholarship and Merit Award. This is a scholarship that you'll take an exam for. It's going to be subject specific, and you'll get the chance to win up to £2,000 per year off your total cost of tuition. And then something that I get lots of questions about, we do accept US financial aid, so you don't need to worry about if you are dependent on US federal loans to study. We do accept that. So it does open your door to further study outside of the US if you'd like it. So our accommodation, it's low cost. This isn't including the cost of the International Accommodation Award. You get a single room, so you're not going to be sharing a room. That's something that we do like to promote, is that you will get your very own bedroom that you won't share with a roommate. You'll have flatmates. There's going to be 5 to 6 other students that you share within an apartment style of living or house style of living. So you will share the bathroom, though some do have en suites. That bottom right picture is an ensuite room, and you'll also have a shared kitchen. So you'll have some shared accommodations. You will have that roommate aspect, just not within the room itself. So you do get a little bit more privacy. Again, I've mentioned the International Accommodation Award. I did say it's just within the Court Mare accommodation. It's just for our international students. It's equivalent to around £4,000 that you're saving on accommodation per year if you choose to go for this award. And you get a £2,000 discount if you choose to go to the other university managed accommodation. So for instance, that ensuite room, you'd get that discount of £2,000. It is for every year of your academic study, and you don't need to apply. It's just automatically given to you. So some of the costs that are associated, it's roughly £14,000 per year for an undergraduate. That's if you're going for a BA. If you're going for a Bachelor's of Science, it's going to be roughly £16,000. But if you equate that to US dollars, you're looking at maybe 20 to 25,000 US dollars. So it's not that different than if you wanted to go and study out of state. So the cost isn't that much of a hurdle for you if you are worried about that. Looking at going to study across the pond, we do have those scholarships available for you that I did mention beforehand. Now our entry requirements. Due to just the UK study conversion to the US study, we do ask for a little bit more than just the standard GPA for direct entry. We are going to look for a minimum GPA of a 3.0 to a 3.2. That 3.2 tends to be more science-based courses. And we do look for two AP tests, 2 honors classes, or 2 dual credit classes. If you don't have any of those 2 options, you can go into what's a foundation year. And that means that the typical course in the UK is 3 years. A foundation year would just turn it into a 4-year degree, which is what you're going to experience in the US regardless. So these are very subject specific degrees. You don't have the general education. So if you're going to study history, you don't need to worry about taking a math class. So that is something to keep in mind with UK study. It's going to be very, very subject specific with not much leeway to kind of test out other courses whilst you are here. But it is a smaller amount of time. So it's 3 years versus 4 years. And that is Aberystwyth in a nutshell. So I will hand it back to Jennifer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jackie, for starting us off and sharing Aberystwyth with everyone tonight. We're on to our next school, and that's going to be the University of British Columbia.
Thank you so much. So hello, everyone. My name is Jake Howard, and I'm a manager for international student recruitment and advising here at the University of British Columbia. You can see my email address at the bottom, although I will also pop it in the chat so that we can stay in touch after today's session if you have any additional questions. Before I get started, something that's really important to us at the University of British Columbia is the idea of a land acknowledgement. And if that's something that's new to you, if you decide to come to UBC, it'll be something that is quite common. And it is a way for us to pay respects to the land and recognize that they were places of living and learning long before UBC got there. So at UBC's Okanagan campus, we respectfully acknowledge the traditions and customs of the Syilx Okanagan people on whose territory the Okanagan campus is situated. In Vancouver, our campus is located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. As you are joining from all over California, I also want to take a moment to recognize the traditional caretakers of those lands and pay respects to their ancestors, past, present, and future. At UBC, this is a custom that we do before every celebration, event, information session as a way to just really honor our Indigenous partners. But for today's session, I want to focus on UBC in terms of academic excellence, our 2 campuses, and student involvement so that you can determine whether or not UBC is the right fit for you. You may or may not know that there's actually over 25,000 universities worldwide. UBC is a public research university with 2 campuses, which I'll talk about, and it's consistently ranked amongst the top 40 research universities globally. We have over 260 different undergraduate majors to choose from, and we are also ranked amongst the top 3 universities in Canada. As we are an undergraduate research school, we have put a lot of focus of our research towards our climate action plan. So climate change is a big topic for us at UBC. Sustainability is one of our big values. And so we're putting focus on ensuring a better Earth for future generations. And in fact, we are on track to meet our 2050 goals of having 100% net zero greenhouse gas emissions coming from our two campuses. And the last stat I'll share with you today is that UBC is also ranked as the most international university in all of North America, which means that you'll be a part of a global community of over 18,000 international students that come from more than 160 different countries worldwide. You'll have the opportunity to share your classrooms and your campuses from students from all over and gaining a truly global perspective and education. So as I mentioned, we do have two campuses, our UBC Vancouver campus located in the city of Vancouver and our UBC Okanagan campus located in the city of Kelowna. These two campuses are about 4 hours apart from each other. So you really are going to need to pick a team, pick a campus, and that's where you'll be planning on spending all 4 years of your undergraduate degree. Regardless of which campus you choose to attend, it is the same UBC degree that is going to be recognized worldwide that you will earn at the end of the day. Our Vancouver campus is in the city of Vancouver, a city of about 2.5 million people. It's a vibrant, multicultural city located right on the Pacific Ocean and surrounded by picturesque mountains. The campus is about 30 minutes by bus to the city center. The campus itself is home to about approximately 46,000 undergraduate students, and it's a self-contained college campus community. So similar to the previous school, everything that you need for all 4 years is right on campus. But again, we're only 30 minutes from downtown Vancouver. There's great state-of-the-art facilities, sports fields, museums, restaurants, and theaters, all located right on campus for you. Now, maybe you prefer a mid-sized campus. And if so, UBC's Okanagan campus in the city of Kelowna might be the best fit for you. The city of Kelowna's population is about 200,000 residents. So it's one of the fastest growing cities in British Columbia, but still kind of a mid-sized city. It's also home to a thriving tech industry that has a net worth of over $1 billion. So if you're into computer science, entrepreneurship, management, marketing, this could be a great fit for you as well. The Okanagan campus is home to about 10,500 undergraduate students. So it's got some smaller class sizes and some really unique campus city partnerships and over 1,000 different research projects underway, which make it a really easy sort of tight-knit community for you to plug into. But at UBC, we recognize that a university is more than its location. There's much more to explore outside of your academics as well. And so we want you to take an opportunity to take advantage of all that there is to offer. You'll be encouraged to expand your horizons and find your path at UBC. One of the ones that I want to highlight that you saw up on the screen is work experiences. I think that that's really important. Co-op is something that we do at the University of British Columbia, and that's the opportunity to take what you're learning in the classroom and research labs and apply it to real world through full-time paid internships. We have over 6,000 different placements every single year at UBC with companies both locally as well as globally. So to talk about the application process and in terms of academics, we have over 260 different undergraduate majors and have all sort of your traditional fields, but we also have some unique programming within our liberal arts, applied biology, kinesiology, forestry, and more. So if you think that UBC might be the right fit for you and you want to start your application, it can be found on the you.ubc.ca website. You're first going to want to check your program as well as your campus. The deadline is January 15th. And once you've submitted your application, that's when you will start to send us your supporting documents. We do not require your SAT or ACT, just your first semester senior transcript. There are some amazing ways to stay in touch with us. And I really recommend that you take a part of our virtual campus tours. They're led by our current students, and they really give you a good sense of what the differences are between our two campuses. Last but not least, please visit the you.ubc.ca website, as that is where you'll find all the pertinent information that I covered in today's session and much more as well. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for presenting on the University of British Columbia. Before we head to our next school, it's going to be the University of Alberta. Just wanted to welcome many of our more attendees who've joined us. We're so glad you're here. Just a quick note, keep an eye on the chat because our representatives will be sharing contact information for follow-up after today there. And if you have any questions you want to ask at any point during the presentation, you can use the Q&A button, and we all hope we'll hear some questions from you. All right, well, now I'm going to pass it over to our representative from the University of Alberta.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Jennifer. My name is Dory. I am representing the University of Alberta, located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So staying with the Canadian institutions again. So we are just one province over from my colleague in British Columbia in the province of Alberta. All right, so just to start off, looking at a couple of numbers, as far as an institution, we are ranked in the top 5 universities in Canada and within the top 100 universities in the world. We have just over 42,000 students that study with us, representing 159 different countries, so quite a diverse campus and university community. We have over 300,000 alumni worldwide. And just last year, one of our faculty members actually won the 2020 Nobel Prize. So lots of opportunity to engage with some world-class leading research and researchers on our campus. We have the first and only faculty of Native Studies in all of North America. We have ranked #2 in global artificial intelligence research, and we are #2 in Canada for our graduate employment rate. So moving on to campus. So this is our main campus known as North Campus. We have about 36,000 students that study on this main campus, offering more than 200 undergraduate programs and more than 500 master's and PhD options. So lots of different programs and lots of students studying all different types of things. We also have 2 secondary campuses. We have our Augustana campus, which offers more liberal arts and science programs. There are about 1,000 students that study there, so definitely a much smaller, more intimate setting. And then we have our campus St. Jean, which is entirely Francophone campus. There's about 600 students that study there, and we offer several programs entirely in French. So as I mentioned, we are located in the city of Edmonton. Edmonton is the capital of Alberta, which is known as Canada's energy province. So we are home to a lot of the major energy sector and major energy industry that happens throughout Canada. So a lot of opportunity that comes with that for our students to engage with that industry, whether it be with employers or other opportunities within the energy realm. The city of Edmonton is located just 3 hours away from the Canadian Rocky Mountains. So our students enjoy going to the mountains on the weekends to do hiking trips, skiing, snowboarding. So lots of things to do in and around the city. We are one of Canada's sunniest cities, so over 300 days of bright sunshine, and we have 150 kilometers worth of trails just along our campus as well. So moving on to North Campus, I did mention we have about 36,000 students that study on our main campus, but class sizes are still only about 38 students per class. So it is important to us to still provide that smaller class setting, intimate. So you do have one-on-one instructor time. We do also produce about 8,000 graduates every single year. We have a vibrant campus, so over 450 student clubs, sports teams, there's swimming pools, there's rock climbing centers, all different types of facilities that students have full access to being a student at the U of A. This is just one example of one of the open student spaces that students can use to study, hang out with their friends. We also have opportunities for students to live right on campus. All first-year students are guaranteed a space in our residences, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to stay for your first year. We also have options for students looking to stay on campus for second, third, and fourth year as well. All of our residences do include a meal plan option, so with the cost of living in residence includes all of your meals and food as well. This is an example of what a first-year dorm would look like. So we are a research institution first, so we do kind of focus on a research output throughout all of our programming, even at the undergraduate level. So if you are interested in getting involved with research, whether that be supporting research projects already happening, or if you have your own ideas for research, we are happy and excited to support you with that. We have the second largest research library in Canada. We rank top 25 for our global energy research, and we have over 400 different partnerships and over 400 labs across campus as well. This is an example of one of the science labs. As far as career success, so we are second in Canada and 87th in the world for our employment rate. Big part of that is due to the experiential learning that happens across Canada. So we do put a focus on co-op programs, paid work experience options, and internship style programs throughout all of our programs. Doesn't matter if you're in business, engineering, nursing, arts, there is some sort of an internship style opportunity for you to gain that work experience while you're studying with us. Beyond that, you are able to work in Canada while you are studying. So part-time up to 20 hours per week on a study permit. And you are able to stay in Canada after you graduate for up to 3 years on a postgraduate work permit. Being in Alberta, you also get, we do have the #1 highest average salaries across Canada as well. So we do offer quite a bit of financial support. So over $34 million every year that we give out. What's nice is our applications are quite easy. So we have both automatic awards as well as application-based awards valued anywhere between $5,000 to $120,000. As far as tuition, depends on what program, but tuition will range between $22,000 to $30,000 US. add another 10 to 12,000 for books, supplies, fees, and residence. We have a variety of program options with more than 250 different programs: arts, science, education, engineering. So tons of different options, kinesiology, as well as our pharmacy and our 2 extended campuses as well. As far as the application process, it's quite simple and straightforward. So we are test optional, so there will be no SAT or ACT, and it is all academic-based admission. So no personal statements, recommendation letters, or essays. If you do have questions about applying, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to kind of guide you through the entire process. And with that, I will pass it back to Jennifer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jory, for presenting on the University of Alberta. All right, we are heading to our third school. Sorry about that. We are going to be learning about Northern Michigan University.
Hi, my name is Erica. I'm from Northern. I'm really excited that you all are here, so thank you for coming. So Northern is located in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in Marquette. We are right on the shores of Lake Superior. We celebrate all 4 seasons in Marquette, and our natural setting makes for amazing outdoor experiences, academic and recreational, all year round. Many of our students love the outdoors, but you do not have to in order to thrive here. Marquette and Northern offer a safe, friendly, and welcoming community. So we are a mid-sized institution, so we're large enough where we have a lot of programs to choose from. We have strong alumni network, connections around the world, nice facilities, but small enough where you have small class sizes and your professors know your name. So the average class size is about 28. The average lab and seminar sizes are about 15. And this gives your professors the ability to get to know you on a personal level. So those close relationships result in mentorship and guidance as you move through your experience at Northern and on to what you're going to do next, whether that's grad school or joining the professional world. So we have over 170 different academic programs to choose from. So we have some popular programs related to our natural setting like fisheries and wildlife management, environmental studies and sustainability, but also things like nursing, art and design, criminal justice, sports science, a large array of business programs, and medicinal plant chemistry, which is the first of its kind in the US. You can get hands-on experience right away to help you find out what you love so you can get more specific, and what you don't love so you can change your mind and shift to the program that's the right fit for you. But you're working with real people in professional settings with real equipment and resources in the real world. But the idea is that you're going to leave Northern well prepared to take your next steps in grad school or your professional careers. Northern is a welcoming space for students from all backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences. And we're an institution that emphasizes access to higher education. So there are no test scores, no essays, and no letters of recommendation as part of the application. There's tons of first-generation college student resources, and there's a lot of academic and emotional support, like academic support programming, tutoring, disability services, counseling. All of these things are there to facilitate student success. Now, your experience outside the classroom is a really important piece of your college education. So when you feel connected, that you're contributing your experience and your perspective to your community, you're happier and you do better in the classroom. So I already mentioned that our students are outside all year round, but there's tons to experience indoors too. So we have over 300 student organizations. There's academic and non-academic. We have leadership programs, some that are credit bearing and come with a stipend. There's tons of community service and volunteering. All of these are a really big part of student identity at Northern. There are also events that are happening on campus that are going to keep you busy as a spectator or a participant, like the arts, but also athletics. So we're an NCAA Division II school, aside from hockey, which is D1, but we also offer things like esports, a varsity sport that awards scholarships as well. So let's talk about finances. This is an important piece when making your college choice. And in addition to everything else we've already talked about, this financial fit is important. So for out-of-state student, our tuition fees and room and board amount to around $29,240 per year, but the average financial aid package for students is around $12,300. That financial aid package can include things like our merit scholarships that bring that out-of-state tuition rate much closer to in-state, as well as competitive scholarship opportunities, including our Presidential Scholars Competition with awards ranging from $1,000 to a full ride. And there are still opportunities for current seniors to compete in that for this fall. There's also other free money, so additional scholarship opportunities that you can apply for. I want to mention too that a laptop is included as part of tuition with access to Northern's LTE or wireless network across the Upper Peninsula. I don't think it's a secret that this world is at a really pivotal point right now. There is so much that is coming to a head right now in the US and all over the world, and you're all going to change this world, and we really need you to change this world. At Northern, we want to give you the tools to do that. So our alumni are out making an impact, and we know that you are going to do the same. We want to help you make the biggest impact that you can. So we would love for you to come and visit Northern and learn more about us. We're offering virtual and on-campus visit opportunities. So I can only talk about so much in 6 minutes, but if any of this resonates with you, come check us out and experience this place for yourself, however you're able to do that. You can scan the QR code here to get more information from Northern. Again, my name is Erica. I work with our students from California. So my job is to help you through this process, and I would love to hear from you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Erica, for sharing Northern Michigan. Our next school today is going to be the University of Mississippi.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Hey, everybody. My name is Peyton Spear. I'm a regional admissions counselor for the University of Mississippi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just to kind of dive on in at Ole Miss, we have about 22,000 students with about 18,000 students on campus in Oxford. Actually makes us the second smallest school in the SEC, just behind Vanderbilt. So at Ole Miss, you can kind of get that smaller private school feel, if you will, but you get all those perks that come with the large Southeastern Conference school as well, kind of the best of both worlds. So we cover 50 states and over 90 countries. And I'll let you guys know I'm actually from Thousand Oaks, California myself, and attended Ole Miss. And so the beauty of Ole Miss and what that provided for me, looked like for me coming from California, was just kind of gave that small quintessential Southern college town if you're looking for that true kind of Southern Southeastern Conference experience. So Oxford's ranked America's best college town. ESPN just ranked Oxford the #1 college town in the country just a few weeks ago, top 100 public university nationally, and they consistently ranked one of the most beautiful campuses. So a little bit about Oxford itself. Has about 27,000 residents, located just an hour south of Memphis, Tennessee. And during the fall and the spring, we pretty much double the size of the town, which is exciting. And the town is built basically around the university. So everything is about Ole Miss while you're there, which is always a lot of fun. Oxford's known for its culinary, its arts. We were also named after Oxford, England, which is really cool. So if you see the double-decker bus on the top left-hand side of the screen, we actually have 2 that were donated to us from England itself. So you guys ever get a chance to visit Oxford, you guys could hop on one of the buses and they'll take you around town, which is really neat. Some student life and traditions. We have over 400 student organizations, so lots of ways to get involved at Ole Miss. And no matter what school you guys end up choosing, I always say find an organization to be a part of. Just kind of really kind of helps you dive into that culture of university, get to know fellow students and faculty and staff as well. So just kind of looking at different schools that we have in special programs, just at a glance. So all of our schools listed here, our most popular schools, I would say, are School of Business Administration, Education, Engineering, and then our College of Liberal Arts as well. And then these are some special programs that we offer. We have an Arabic and a Chinese flagship program. We have a Center for Intelligence and Security Studies for anybody interested in FBI, CIA type of work. Center for Manufacturing Excellence for our engineering students. Croft Institute for International Studies to study abroad. Mississippi Excellence in Teaching program, early entry program into our pharmacy and our nursing school, our honors college, and then our Chintlott Leadership Institute for public policy. We have over 90 majors, and I promise I won't go through all of them, but just to point out a few that are most popular. This year, integrated marketing communications on the bottom left-hand side of the screen within our School of Journalism and New Media. It's our largest majors that we offer. We also have the largest IMC program in the country, study of communication and social media. Patterson School of Accountancy's top 10 in the nation. College of Liberal Arts is our largest college, but it does house our biological sciences, our chemistries, and I want to mention too that we are an R1 research institution, which puts us in that top 2.5% in the country. Again, School of Business Administration, Applied Sciences, Education, and then the School of Engineering. But one thing I'll mention too is our pre-professional areas, bottom left-hand side of the screen. So whether you're doing pre-medical, pre-physical therapy, occupational therapy, whatever it may be, we do have what's called our Health Profession Advising Office on campus. And they're there to assist you with test prep, interview prep, and placement all throughout your undergraduate education until you graduate, which is nice. You have that good academic support. Some campus resources we offer: recreation centers. You'll eat well when you're in Oxford, that's for sure. And then we have our career center as well, amongst many things, just to help you with that transition from high school into college. And then cost of attendance, We're top 50 in the nation for best values. You can see that cost right there in the middle. And that's going to add in things like books, personal, travel. But what helps with that is our scholarship opportunities. So not only do we have competitive scholarships that we're going to offer that are stackable, we also offer right here, which is this non-resident academic merit scholarship. So we're just looking for a 3.0 GPA, either weighted or unweighted. And then we're going to look at test scores for that. As you can see, the total on the right-hand side is what you're going to receive per year, all 4 years while you're at Ole Miss, and that you don't have to apply for it. It is automatically applied to your account. So this is our kind of biggest scholarships that we offer, if you will, and then again, some endowment scholarships and competitive scholarships. Just to round it out, how to apply to Ole Miss. So this year, we are not looking at test scores. All we need when you apply is just your application and a transcript. We're looking at anything above about a 2.5 GPA and above is what we're really looking for. And again, just transcript and an application for scholarship purposes. However, on that previous screen, you are going to look at test scores for that as well. Specifically, but that's kind of everything in a nutshell. I know it's hard to go through everything again within 6 minutes, but we'd love for you guys to visit us on campus. We have visits all throughout the week. We have occasional Saturday visits as well. And there's my contact information. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to help. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Peyton, for sharing Ole Miss. The next school that we're going to be learning about today is Texas State University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Tallerine, and I am with Texas State University, located in beautiful San Marcos, Texas. There you go. So we are located in San Marcos, Texas, and you will see 2 different designations on this screen. You'll see my San Marcos campus as well as my little Round Rock campus. So 90% of our students will come to San Marcos. We're about 2.5 hours from Houston, which is a large mega city, and just about anywhere else, but we're 30 minutes from Austin and 45 minutes from San Antonio. So we're right in the heart of Central Texas. We do have a beautiful river that runs through our campus that houses a lot of our traditions, like jumping in the river after graduation and dipping our class rings in river water. We are a moderate-sized institution, considered large for lots of other area schools, but in Texas, we're kind of mid-sized. So we're at about 37,000 students with an average class size of about 24 students to one professor. I like to talk about that little satellite campus just for a second. That little satellite campus is our Round Rock campus. It's located in North Austin, and that's where a lot of our health professions degrees will finish up their latter years, like our nursing program. You'll also see our doctorate of physical therapy up there. So most students will end up in San Marcos all 4 years, but just in case you're interested in those, you might end up at Round Rock as well. At Texas State University, we have 8 different areas of study, and that's not just degrees. So we have just under 100 different degrees, but they land in kind of all areas of study. We're really well known for education. That's how we started as a teaching school, and everything has expanded on top of that. So at this point, you can do everything from agriculture at our 4,200-acre ranch, all the way down to the visual and performing arts and engineering. If you want it, there's a good chance you have something very similar. At Texas State University, we are also really interested in student life and having a really wonderful time while you're at university with us. So I always like to start at the bottom of the screen and kind of work my way to the top. At Texas State, we do have Division I athletics. We have 16 different Division I sports, and we are part of the Sun Belt Conference. All of our Texas State students also get into these games for free. So it's a wonderful time to go out on the weekend and go to a football game. We have club sports from hockey to water polo, you name it, you can find it. And then we also have tons of other organizations, from professional clubs that'll help you build a resume all the way to fun clubs like hide and seek club or our beekeeping club. There's just always something to do. So let's talk a little bit about admissions at Texas State. What you're seeing on the screen right now is our classic admissions standards based on class rank and an SAT or ACT score. And your class rank would be based on your GPA and where you rank among your other students. If you're coming from California, sometimes class rank is not something that you guys worry about. It's definitely more of a Texas thing, but please know that in our system, we have a whole process for translating you into this class rank quartile, and we're going to make it work for you, I promise. This year, for fall of 2022, we are test optional, so test scores are not required for the top 75% of the class, and you would go through a holistic review for admission. When you're looking to apply to Texas State, especially for fall 2022, it's very simple. We've got 6 steps on the screen, but really we only need just about 2. So the first would be an application on Apply Texas or the Coalition for College Application, and then a high school transcript. We do have an optional essay, and I love to see students send in essays, but if you're stressing out about it, let's just not. You can go ahead and skip it. But if you have one, throw it on that application. We like to see it. Send in your high school transcripts, and then there is a $75 fee, but we are taking fee waivers as well this year. So what I really like to talk to you guys about are our scholarships. We have some amazing scholarships, and this can really make coming to Texas feasible for my California students. So it's important to note that if you receive a $1,000 academic scholarship to Texas State, you would receive in-state tuition with us. So here are a couple ways that you can do that. The first is through our assured scholarships. Assured scholarships start with students in the top 35% of the class with either an 1160 on the SAT or top 25% with a 1060, which is really wonderful. But once again, we're test optional this year. So if you don't have those scores or you have moderate test scores, feel free to apply without test scores, and you would go through a merit review process for these assured scholarships as well. We also have competitive scholarships, which are wonderful because they are kind of everything else, every endowment out there, and another opportunity to get that $1,000 scholarship for in-state tuition. This does have a secondary application and a scholarship deadline of December 15th, so make sure you're keeping a close eye on those when you're going through the process. We always love to come invite you to visit Texas State University. I feel like we can all talk about our colleges, but until you come and see us, you're not going to understand or feel what our university is doing or has to offer for you. So if you are able to come to Texas and visit us, we would love to have you. You can book a Monday through Friday tour at the website on your screen, or you could set up a time to come and visit us during one of our big Bobcat Day events. Those happen on the weekends. We've got one coming up November 20th, and then there's going to be one in February and April. So I hope that you're able to come see us and that you fall in love with Texas State like I did. Thanks for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kelly, for presenting on Texas State. Okay, well, we have reached the end of our formal part of this 6x6. You've heard from 6 amazing schools. We wanted to give everyone a chance to get the contact information from the chat and to think if they have any questions that now they're thinking, oh, I wish I'd put this in the Q&A. You still have time. We're going to do at least one question together. So I'd love to invite one representative from each school to come back on camera as a group. I'm going to share the question on the screen so you guys can all take a look. It's going to be, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Now, to answer this, we're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. When the person ahead of you finishes their response, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer away. I won't call on you all individually or one after another for this one. So, all right, we're going to start with Jackie. Thank you for starting us off.
Thank you. So this is always a great question, and it's something that I get a lot of the times from students. And I mean, as an international university, I would say be open-minded, look not just outside of your state, but look outside of the country. You know, think of what your interests are, what you really want from your college experience, and then look for a college that's going to give you that experience. If you're more interested in a global aspect, go abroad. If you're more interested in something that's a bit more close to home, stay closer to home. You know, just really look to see what each university can give you.
That's a great one, Jackie. And mine is similar, and it's be bold. You know, this is the opportunity for you to really have an exciting new change, and not everyone from your school is going to go to the same place. So look for places that are really going to speak to you, because it's where you're going to be calling home for the next 4 years. And do your research, because you would be surprised at how many amazing schools are out there, and you just need to sort of sift through all the common ones, or well-known ones is a better phrasing.
Yeah, so I echo all of that. Also, just to engage with your reps. So all of us, you know, we've for the most part, we've attended the schools, we've done it, we've been where you are, and now we are on the other side of things, and we're more than happy to share our experiences as well as kind of sometimes there's some tips and tricks on applications and things like that. So just know that I guess every school will have somebody there to support you. So don't be afraid to kind of reach out to and ask for that support.
And what I would say is visiting is a really great way to check out campuses. And the thing is that you don't have to, just visiting any college campus is a good experience, because we have some campuses that are farther away. That's okay. When you visit a college campus, you can get a better sense of what you're looking for. And then you can look for that on those other institutions' campuses as well, just to get a sense of what you like, what you don't like, to piece together the perfect institution for you. And any institution is a good reference because that can give you some in-person sense of what you're looking for.
Great. All my thoughts are getting taken. I would say probably don't be afraid to apply. And I think it kind of goes with what Jory said. If there's something you're not sure of, or I would always reach out to us. We're there to assist you guys with that process. And don't be afraid to apply. We're to assist you with that process and give you the best chance of being admitted. So.
And I'll wrap it up with the take a deep breath. This is stressful. It is exhausting, especially on y'all's end, because you do have so many options. So know that there is not a perfect school or a best school, that is different for absolutely every person. And that once again, we are here to help. So deep breaths, you're going to make it through. You're going to pick an amazing university or institution for you.
I love when everyone's giving tips and you just see the heads nodding. So I hope that says to all of our attendees or those who are watching this later on video that you're getting real deal information from these admissions representatives. And Jory's right. Every school is going to have some incredible people who love what they do. There's no question too small. It's not an inconvenience to reach out. They want to hear from all of you. So I hope that's one thing you take away from today. And also that you want to check out more about all these 6 schools, because there's so much more to cover than in 6 minutes. All right, well, I would love to wrap it up with one last question. I think it's a great way to end today because you've gotten a lot of info. So we're going to go in the exact same order. So what is one sort of last parting thing you want students to remember about your school and to take away from this experience today? And to remember, Jackie, thanks for starting again.
Not a problem. So one thing that I want students just to remember about my school is that even though we are across the pond, we're farther away than all these other universities. It's still, I can't speak. It's still possible to study here, whether it's financially and academically. It is possible. It is doable. I know some people look at international universities, they get scared. Don't worry, it's definitely possible, and we help you every single step of the way.
I think echoing that, and also I think I would add, as a large research institution, I'll speak for those of us here, there's so many opportunities. Don't be scared by a big school. Big schools doesn't mean that there's going to be hands-free and you have to figure out how to do it all by yourself. There's people there to help. And a larger school in a lot of cases means that there's a ton of different opportunities, whether that's groups and clubs or student exchange programs or different majors that you can take. So don't be afraid of the big schools too.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I wanted to say too, is basically there's more, every school is going to have amazing programs and amazing rankings. So look a little bit beyond that at what kind of extracurriculars maybe you really kind of spark your interest, and that those might be the key indicators. So for us specifically, like we have a very unique offering as far as being kind of in the center of a very heavy energy sector kind of. So look kind of where you're situated and what kind of the industries are that surround, the institution itself.
I would say to walk away with from Northern is community tends to be something that really draws students to our institution. I think that's a big thing, right? Is if you feel like you feel at home and this is at the institution that you're going to, like you're part of something, it's going to be better for you. You're just going to be happier and you're going to do better in the classroom. At Northern, that is a big thing that draws students here for all of the programs and in all of the areas. That's the consistent comment from our students.
Yeah, Erica, same with Ole Miss, sense of kind of community and family that the town of Oxford provides. And I think that's something to remember about Ole Miss is when looking at other SEC schools, if that's kind of the route that you're possibly looking at, we're on that smaller end. And so with our size at Ole Miss, it can provide that sense of community and that family feel. So I think that would be one thing to remember about us.
And I think my takeaway from Texas State would be that I want you to know that Texas State is an incredibly diverse institution in humans that go there and majors that we offer. And a river that runs through campus is never a bad thing.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here today, for sharing about your student experience on campus, in the classroom, outside the classroom, and just the excitement that you have for all of those opportunities. Your passion for your work definitely shines through. So thank you to all of our representatives, and to everyone who's watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day, whether you're here live or you're watching the recording. We hope this is something that's going to really help you going forward in your college search process, and that you are going to think big, dream big, and explore more to find where your next educational home can be. All right, the logistics of closing out. When you finish watching this and you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. I promise the questions are short. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. And remember, we encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. There is more great programming going on for Orange County students, and we want you to get to know more schools and come attend the panel sessions as well. So don't forget, you can sign up, and you can also find this session's recording and all of his other session recordings at the same website where you initially registered, strivescan.com/COSI. Thank you again, everyone, for being here, and have a wonderful day. All the best.